Hey there, Adam here. Welcome to the introduction to the music playlist. I thought I'd put together a quick introduction video so you can know what to expect moving forward into this playlist. Me personally, I've got hundreds, if not thousands, of albums that I can be, diving into and having a discussion point on. Don't want to call it a review really, because music is, for me, I feel, is very subjective. One person loves this album, another person absolutely hates it. It's more, this is what I think about it, but more so is the technical aspect of that album and how it was put together, how it was recorded, and what format am I listening to it from. That's what the playlist will be more aimed at. Music to me is really a battery of the soul. The music is what charges my life. I feel, and I utilize music in very different ways. If I'm writing and I need to be in a certain mindset, I'll put on a certain type of orchestral music. Or if I'm walking to work or something, and I want to fire myself up, I'll put on that song that gets you going, and I'm like, if you go running and you want to, you put on a running playlist. People utilize music for purpose as well as enjoyment. But the way I listen to music, the format that I listen to music on, is probably, for me, more important than the music itself. It's almost irrelevant, the music, of what I listen to. I do have a wide range of musical tastes. I love classical music, rock, soul, R&B, loads of different type, of styles, but that's all irrelevant because it's just my personal taste. It's the format that it's presented on is more, I feel, important to me. Again, every thing I say in every video moving forward is of my own personal opinion, and I'm not trying to say that this is the right way or the only way, or this is just my way. Okay, so moving forward, I'll be talking about albums on various different formats. For instance, got vinyl. The vinyl format for me has never gone away. I've always enjoyed listening to vinyl, and I've got loads of vinyls. And I've finally been able to get the vinyl player set up. It's a Technics, forget the model number. I'll put it up on the screen once I find out, but it's a Technics, very old vinyl player, back in the day. And it comes through a Pioneer THX receiver. Obviously it's just the stereo that I listen to it on, and I have these Gale Movie Star massive floor standing speakers, but also it has a headphone jack, so I can just and put the headphones on as well. So that's one format. What I probably won't be talking about much is the tape, the cassette tape, because although, as you can see, I still do have my cassette tapes from Queen, I only listen to these if I'm desperate, because although I have fond memories listening to tape, this type of tape isn't a very good source for fidelity. Although actual, like, say, 2-inch tape is. For instance, this album or another Queen album would have been recorded on tape, massive 2-inch thick tapes, about that thick, whereas this tape is probably about that thin. So you have a 2-inch tape, you get a lot more fidelity, and tape is actually a very good medium to record on. It's all done digitally now, and it's all done in zeros and ones, but for me, I prefer a analog source to listen to, or an analog way of listening to it, because it's more, for me, of a live feed to that original recording. Like, what I'm trying to say is I prefer to listen to music as close to the original studio master as I can. And for me, my belief is that analog is a more real direct feed to that original recording than a digital interpretation. If you're listening to music on a digital format like MP3, listening to iTunes or whatever, yeah, they can sound great, but at the end of the day, it's a digital interpretation of where that song comes from. So any songs off this album, if I listen to them on iTunes or Spotify or Amazon Music or whatever, it's an MP3. It's all just zeros and ones at the end of the day. And the way it's been mastered, it's an interpretation. So this tape, from my point of view, would actually be a closer representation to the studio master than an MP3 would, even though the MP3 is better in quality. I'm not saying that I'm going to be listening to tapes, but what I'm trying to say is that the format that I present an album on will cover a multitude of formats. For instance, vinyl records. So I've got loads of vinyls. I've got loads of record albums on vinyl, and so I do actually quite like the sound of vinyl. For me, this is probably my preferred way of listening to an album, especially one that was recorded on analog equipment years ago as opposed to digital equipment currently. I think the vinyl does sound better going through the phono preamp stage and all the warmth that it adds. But in all honesty, vinyl records only have like something like a 78 or 70 decibel dynamic range. CDs actually have got over 100 decibel range of dynamics within them. But for me, even though it's a analog to digital conversion, this is still a digital. When you play it on a player, it reforms it back to analog and then blasts out your speakers. But for me, it's that conversion that it's gone through. It's still an interpretation. Although CDs technically are better than vinyls, vinyls are a pure live signal as opposed to a digital interpretation. Again, somebody might come in and go, "You're wrong," whatever. This is just my opinion. I do enjoy listening to CDs as well, and I do have a lot of CDs, but probably my preferred way is still vinyl. But another format that you might see on this channel is what's called SACD. So this is a format for this particular album. It looks like this, and it's just cracked in half. I'll have to replace that. That's just cracked. Another format is SACD, which you'll probably find me reviewing on this channel. This is Queens of Kind of Magic on SACD. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like. it's a green disc, but this is a very high quality direct stream, a DSD version, which is probably my preferred way of listening. It's probably the highest quality you can actually get in audio reproduction, DSD. Not many people probably know about it, but that's probably another preferred way. I have quite a few SACDs as well. As well as that, I also have what's called DVD audio as well. So it depends on the format. So it could either be a DVD audio, it could be an SACD, it could be a vinyl, it could be a CD. Those are the formats basically that I'll be looking at in this playlist. It could also be that looking at the album, I compare it to the different formats. So taking the game, I have it on CD, I have it on vinyl, I have it on DVD audio. I don't have it on SACD because I have the DVD audio. This is a surround copy though, but it could be that I'm taking an album and listening to it across all formats, and then talking about it. But for me, it's not really about the music. The music is just my preference. It's more the technical aspect of how it was recorded, the equipment it was recorded on, you know, all the technical specs, and how that processing, how that mastering went. I do have a very strong opinion about current mastering techniques for CD. I don't like listening to CDs of today. I don't feel this, like the past 10 years. I think that the mastering process has gone down the pants. That's probably why I prefer vinyl now and SACD. Although current SACDs, if there are, I don't think there are any, to be honest. But yeah, that's what you can expect moving into this playlist. Anyway, thank you for watching this introduction to music, and look forward to reviewing a few albums in the future. If you have an album that you want me to have a look at and review on a particular format, let me know in the comments below, and I'll start making a list and we'll start going through it. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.